Hi, my name is Aria Hawkins, and today I'll be talking about the powers of the president. First off are the categories of these powers. There are express powers, which include military, judicial, diplomatic, executive, and legislative powers. There are also implied, delegated, and inherent powers. So express powers are the powers of the president that are expressed by the Constitution. For example, military power. So this means that the president holds the position of commander-in-chief, making him the highest-ranking military authority in the U.S. It also means that in most cases, the president can take military action without explicit approval from Congress. And this also includes the power to declare a state of emergency. For example, President Barack Obama expanded his presidential military power by issuing attacks on ISIS without the explicit approval of Congress, and Donald Trump used his presidential power to declare a state of emergency in all 50 states during COVID. Next is judicial power. So this includes reprieves and pardons. And reprieve is a temporary delay of punishment. Typically, the punishment would be a death sentence. And this provides a bit of extra time to appeal. And then a pardon absolves the individual of guilt. For example, President John F. Kennedy pardoned all first-time offenders convicted of crimes under the Narcotics Control Act of 1956, which was an act that increased the penalty for those who sold or smuggled drugs. And he did this as a way to show that he felt the law needed to be changed. Next is diplomatic powers. So this includes treaties, ambassadors, and other public figures. And President Woodrow Wilson personally delivered the Treaty of Versailles to Senate to end World War I as an example of a treaty. Next is executive powers. So making sure the laws are executed well and the power to elect officials. An example of this is President Biden announced on February 7th this year that he intends to nominate 4 people to federal district courts and 1 nominee for U.S. Marshal. Lastly, in the express powers is legislative, which we've talked about a lot in class. This includes vetoes and pocket vetoes. So, for example, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt holds the title of the president with the most vetoes issued, with 635. So, other than express powers, implied, delegated, and inherent powers are not explicitly stated in the U.S. Constitution, but implied powers are powers that are up to interpretation from the president that are implied and based on the powers stated by the Constitution. Delegated powers were laws in the Constitution that got shifted over or moved to other areas of government with explicit permission. And inherent powers, again, are up to interpretation, but they're usually in times of war when the president feels that something is hinging on the safety of the U.S. and its citizens. And here are my sources. Thank you.